So guys, start camera action. What? This is the revision of what? It is internal audit. Um, Actually, earlier in the old syllabus, chapter had three parts: management audit, operational audit, internal audit. Management audit means audit of management. Operational audit means audit of operations, the process, all those things. Those two topics are removed and only internal audit is put. So, internal audit alone important. Okay. And, as we started this chapter, first, before even starting the chapter, let's see. Internal audit means, okay, we are expert in, and our internal audit means we are expert in. We means, okay, CAs. CAs are expert in accounts and audit. Internal audits are expert, like they can provide their opinion on. There are three areas. What are those three areas? Internal controls, then governance, then risk management. They are not confined to, internal auditors are not confined to dash areas only, financial. They will also see operational areas and administration areas. Then, internal auditors can be either external to the company or they can be internal audit department. So do you remember we started this topic by saying these things? So this is the overview. Even though it looks to be lengthy, but all are kuti topic. So come on, unstoppables. We don't need any batteries. Come on. Can we start with what is internal audit? First one? Yes. Wait. But you can look into your notebook. I'm just using the material. That's it. So guys, start. No snoozing. Come on, come on, come on. What is internal audit? Internal audit is a independent dash function. It is also an independent assurance function. The independent means you should not be biased, that independent. But you can be the dash of the company also. You can be even the employee of the company. Okay. Now we are giving our assurance on three things. What are those three things? Internal control, then risk management, and we are looking into the governance. So here, internal auditor is not confined to which area? Okay, internal auditing is not confined to financial. It will include both operational activity, applicable laws, all those. And now we said role of the internal auditor, role, and a role, how many areas in total? With examples, we said no. Totally, we have six areas, six areas, six areas. Then let's come in our order. First, internal auditor. Those three: internal control, risk management, governance. Monitoring of IC first. Second, risk management, second. Third, governance. Our three points, which we wrote in the beginning. Plus financial area, operational area, other area. Examination of financial, review of operational, others, law. Okay, you understand that order? First, the three areas which we said: internal control, risk management, governance. Along with that, add three areas: financial, operational, others, compliance. So that's the first part. What is internal audit? Babies, calm down. And the next heading is applicability. And in this, we had divided into, and in this itself, did you forget? We divided into what? Then applicability. You remember? So if you are all okay, can we go to applicability? Okay. So applicability is basically as per which section? Applicability as per section 138 red with which rules pullare red with correct. So internal audit is applicable for how many classes of companies in total? How many classes of companies? Three. First, every listed company, and whenever something is there, first is listed company in Companies Act. Second, once listed is not there. Next one is unlisted public company. And in that, how many conditions? Four. And is these four or and? Is these four or and? This is or and. But in our order, we'll go 25 crores deposits. After 25, 50 crores paid up capital. After 50 crores, 100 crores loans and borrowing, and 200 crore turnover. 25, 50, 100, 200. So this is for which company? This is listed, this is unlisted public company. So listed over, unlisted public over, which is the next one. Wow, you guys are so fast. Private company. Public company, how many conditions? Four conditions are there. Here, half, two. Loans and borrowing, 100, turnover, 200. Again, or. So three company, listed, unlisted, public, private. Now, who determines the scope, etc. of internal auditor? Is it statutory or is it by management, audit committee, etc.? Scope of internal auditor is determined by board along with the audit committee, all those. So internal auditor can be any professional, including chartered accountant, cost accountant, or any other profession. CMA can be, he can be even the employee of the company, the employee. Makla, are you guys able to follow this all well? So first heading, what we said, second we said about the applicability. If you guys have seen, revision is mainly going on for the important and the topic which is dry and seems to be tough, so that you can use it as a helping hand later on. Okay, now we said what? We said role of internal auditor. Now we said about the applicability. Three heads over. Two more there in the first thing. Critical activity, main responsibility. Okay. So the next heading is critical activities. For the internal audit, which standard is applicable? SIA. For forensic audit, which standard was applicable? FAIS. For SADA audit, SA. Now for quarterly interim saying, which standard is applicable? SRE. Which standard gives other than historical financials opinion or some kind of assurance? Other than historical assurance, isn't it SAE? Which standard does not give you any assurance? SRS. And which standard applies at the firm level as a whole? It's like the main one, SQC. Now, why did we recall this? Sorry. For internal audit, it is not SA, it is SIA, Standards on Internal Audit. But you remember we said this it in a flow. Assume you are getting a internal audit. Assume our Lubna is getting an internal audit. First, let's go in our order and then let's read. First, she will. Oh, I got internal audit. She has to design the plan, scope, methods. Now she will have lot of assignments. Keto, lot of assignments will be there. How she will properly execute procedure execution. She has planned assignment. She's trying to execute. To execute, she needs the. She can't do herself. She need the staff. She will plan and acquire the staff. But her staff is not competent, so she may use the work of experts. Now, before you start, you communicate with them. Communicate with staff, management, communication. Whatever it is, quality should be maintained. Makle, this order, you're okay? So first, plan, scope, methods. Keyword you should not change. Next, oversee various assignments. How to properly plan, execute. To execute, you will plan and acquire the staff. Then, if staff is not competent enough, then external experts. Then you will communicate and maintain quality. By the way, what was the heading? These are the critical activities, like in doing the internal audit. As per SIA 2, if possible, you learn the number, otherwise, don't take strain cutoff 210. Or as per SIA, you can write. Makle, eppadi, all going on well? If so, after one more heading, I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes rest. Mhm. Now look into your book, which is the next one. Next one is the main responsibilities. Wow, main responsibilities. Now, whose main responsibility are we talking about? Internal auditor, alle. Okay. But whenever you hear internal auditor, it's like twins, Siamese. What will come? Internal control is the first one. And internal auditor has to operate independently. To operate independently, he should not involve in the executive functions. Now, to operate, execute, he has to observe the facts. While observing the facts, he has to maintain a close relationship with management. It's a part of management function. Close and all, it's okay, but it should not affect the independent. He should maintain his independent status. Like here, little order will be different, Keto. First, system of internal control. Then, where is operate independently? He should operate independently. Now, to operate independently, what was the next one? Not to involve. Not to involve in the performance. The same order. Observe the facts. However, he should be closely with management, enjoying the independent status. The same order. Okay. The cinema over. What was the name of the movie? I mean, heading main responsibility. And at least when you go through once more, are you able to recall? One thing I will say frankly to you now. Wait. When you open the internal audit, before we revise or before you go through, it will be blank. Do you guys agree with me? We have studied, we have written notes, but when we take, it will be blank. And I do agree. But once you go through, yes, the order, isn't it coming to your mind? That is how it happens. That is how it happens. Because the theory subject. So, but once you open it, you should not take that much time which we took in the class. We have learned internal audit in say around 3 hours or 4 hours, the entire chapter, 4 hours. Now it should take only 1 hour for you to study. മനസ്സിലായോ? Now, once more, if you do, what will happen? It will take 45 minutes when you learn next. And ultimately, before the exam, half an hourly, you should be able to finish. That day also, you won't be able to recall fully. But once you read, you will be. So that's why before the exam, there is 1.5 days. Usually, I put in the YouTube a 1.5 days how to go about and what are the topics. Generally, in the class order or the order of importance. So 1.5 days, what I feel is every chapter you should be able to touch and go. Why? What will stay in your mind more? Is this things which you studied in last 6 months or that 1.5 day? Exam hall, which will come to your mind more? That 1.5 days and let. Do you remember what do you get what I'm saying? So babies, calm down, calm down, calm down. So even if you forget, it is absolutely okay. It is part of the game. But once you read with lesser time, lesser effort, you should be able to recall. Hmm? Okay, calm down time, please. So can we go to the next one? Scope. Oh, scope there are points, keto. In that, we'll go in our order again. First, whenever internal audit is there, the scope coverage will first come to the internal control. Now, internal control means it's a part of the structure. So we'll start with the main thing, structure. Okay, so we'll start in that order structure. First, internal auditor has to see what? He has to see in our order, organization structure, the activities which is done, what is the organization charter, responsibility, whether it is overlapping, all those. He will review the organization structure. And in the structure, the main thing, what he has to review is review of internal control systems and the procedure, whether controls are operating effectively, design, implementation, maintenance, all those. Now, as a part of internal control, it should be able to generate what information? Reliable financial information. So next we have to see whether the information is, guys, whether the information is reliable. Now, reliability is mainly with respect to financial. Now, with respect to operation area, whether to operate proper, hey guys, whether proper policies, procedures, regulations are there. Did you lose the flow? First, we came to the structure. In structure, mainly internal control. As a part of control, financial and operational. Financials in the reliability, relevance of info, operational policies, procedures. 4. Can we go to 5? The financial reliability, operational policies. Now, others. Others, which generally comes in what? Come, others, yes. Safeguarding of assets. Assets should be safeguarded. Now, for safeguarding of assets, there should be proper proper utilization of resources. Resources should be properly utilized. If all these are satisfied, goals will be accomplished. Okay, you remember how we said first we started with organization structure. In that there is internal control. Internal control of financial and operation they'll say. Financials relevance and reliability of info. Operation policies, procedures. Then other area which is assets. Now assets it should be properly utilized. If all this is met, goals and objectives will be done. And are you able to follow the order? So, Eda, what was the heading of this? Eda, heading, please. Heading, please. Heading, please. It is scope. Scope of internal audit, right? Scope. So, next heading. Actually, I think next two heading we did it together. Alle, integrity, objectivity, independence, and qualities. I don't know whether they will ask both of this. It's like very simple. Okay. നിക്കണോ പോണോ നിക്കണമാ പോണമാ what should I do? You guys say പോന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ടാറ്റ ബൈ where integrity, objectivity, independence. Okay, in that we said internal auditor should be free from he should be free from what? Undue influences. Free from undue influences. Then he has to have a independence. Independence means it should be both independence in mind and independence in appearance. Then he should act in a dash manner. Honesty, truthful, integrity. For that he should objective manner. He should avoid the conflict of interest. Then only he will be objective. Then he should not to be biased. Meaning he should maintain the professional manner. You saw the keywords here and there. Same thing, we have put it as a list in our notebook. This is the very small heading, kutte heading. You where the head went? Head boy. Why? They sacrificed their head to be influenced. You. Can we go to qualities? And our first quality is what? And I will say in our order. Come on. First quality, whenever internal auditor comes, come on, internal control. He should have expertise to evaluate control. Now his area, main thing control, his area, he should have both financial knowledge and operational expertise. Operational expertise. Then, and now think of the technology things because it works in technology. You remember we studied a chapter itself, digital auditing and assurance. Company uses full of technology. So there was a heading, no, auditor should obtain an understanding of technology, assess its impact, how audit procedure, upskill. You remember that topic? So he has to, internal auditors also required to understand technology, commercial practices. Now, guys, your inter subject, come on, intermediate subject, law, tax, costing, economics, FM, EIS. Instead of EIS, you can put it as EDP, electronic data processing. Finally, he should have ability to deal with people maintaining the confidentiality. But wait, internal auditor, if he's an employee, should he maintain confidentiality? Answer is yes. But which clause of PE? Even the employee should maintain confidentiality of the employer. That girl has taken PhD in PE. Come on, 222. You remember 111 is practice confidentiality disclosures. 22. 1122. 111. Sorry. Second scheduler. Sorry. Sorry. No, I was checking whether you guys are observing. Clause 1, part 1, second schedule. Clause 2, part 2, second schedule. 1122. At the same point only, so I'm not showing. Are we guys all clear and connected till here? Okay. And also, what is the next one? Performance of internal audit. Yes, yes, come back, come back, come back. When we said about the performance, do you remember in performance, can we think about Sada auditor? Sada audit, guys. In that audit, first step is what? We will obtain the knowledge, understanding of the entity. Once you have understood, you will develop your plan. From the plan, you will gather the evidence, information. Now, that information, analysis, checking. Finally, you will issue your report. Now, almost same point only. See, this is internal audit, that is other audit. So, first point was what? Obtain knowledge about the business and the environment. Now, don't quote SA 315 here. Now, once you are there, you will start performing the audit before that, sorry, planning. Perform audit planning. Now, you have to gather the, makkale, you have to gather the information, meaning evidence. From the evidence, you will analyze, perform the check. And are these standards, as I said, number don't study, Gato. I've just shown you in the class, don't study. Because studying every standard number is impracticable. Then finally, you will report what the issues. Now, these two standards you have to 370 and 3. There are two standards we said 370, 390. There are three standard, if possible, you remember. SIA 210 for that critical activity, 370 is reporting results, and 390 monitoring and follow up through ATR. If possible, stick a note 210, 370, 390 SIA. That you have to know. So guys, we obtained the knowledge about the business and performance first, planned information, we checked it and give the report. Now, this continuation, next part. If all okay, let me know. Let's go to reporting. And a reporting by whom? We are saying about reporting by the internal auditor, right? So once he has finished the internal auditor, first he has to draft the report, management action plan, and then final report. There are 3 points. Draft the report, of course, drafting. Then you will see what action management is taken, management action, and then you will give your final report. This final report is as per SIA, Makla SIA 370, reporting results. In that, how many stages did we study? 2 stages. Why 2 stages? But after a assignment, each assignment wise you will report. And after that, comprehensive report. So stage 1, you are giving at the end of a particular assignment wise, you will give the report to whom? Is it top management or is it to local executive management? Yes, to the local executive management, you will give the key observation. What are your key findings to the local executive management? That is stage 1. Stage 2, this is assignment wise. Now, stage 2, you will consolidate it and give what? You will give a comprehensive report on a periodic basis. This goes to whom? This goes to the highest governing authority like Audit Committee. It can be quarterly, it can be half yearly, whatever it is, as per the agreement between internal audit and management. Okay, are we clear? So we are in SIA 370. In that, you will give report in 2 stages, assignment wise to the local executive management, and stage 2, comprehensive report to the highest governing authority. Now, Pulare, report has few elements. Do you remember that elements of audit report? Internal audit report has few elements. How many elements, Pulare? 5. Let us think that you are an internal auditor. First, we have conducted the internal audit of so and so company. We have done, you state your objective, scope, approach. How you have done. So like you have seen in 800 series, SRE, SAE, SRS. What? When you state this, you will say, we have conducted our audit as per SIA. Okay, standards of internal audit. Now you give your key observations with corrective actions and you state what kind of assurance you have been giving. You are not giving assurance on just financials. Clip a flow with your from 800 series SRA, what you do as per this. Now state what you have found out, corrective action and assurance. Till now we were discussing which SIA, your flow gone. Which SIA? It is SIA 370. Now that is reporting results. Get off. Now one more standard was there which is important, which is SIA. Thank you. 390. Reporting and monitoring regarding prior period issues. But in this you will do a follow-up. In the follow-up, what you will do, follow-up of the past audit. We said action plans, past audit. And you will obtain a action taken report. Somewhere else, have you heard about ATR? You guys were ready for that, PSU. But if you want, you can stick in the front of the notebook. Cut off. ATR, we have heard in 2 topics. One, internal audit, SIA 390. Second, PSU audit. That heading, that committees, etc. in that. Are we set with reporting? If so, babies, calm down. We have 2 more heading, I guess. 2 or 3, 3 more heading. 3 more heading. Can you go back to the overview and say which is the next heading? Verses. Eda, that verses is very simple. Okay. Okay. But many places we have said distinguished question, Kato. So yeah, you can think about the basis. Okay. Now start. It's going to be roller coaster, Kato, like Ferrari World roller coaster, very fast. Here, who will perform, Pillare? Here, who will perform? It is performed by an independent internal audit, or he can be also external. Whereas other is only performed by the independent person outside. Now here what we examine, Pillare, mainly controls, control. Here we are seeing the financials. Now, who appoints them? Either board of director or audit committee. Who appoints us? Members. But under section 139, if company. Now, who all are our users? Our users means external auditors, stakeholders. whereas here it is mainly management. Plus, we will also use which clause internal audit? We will say whether it commensurate with the business, whether we have considered the report of internal auditor, clause number 14. Now, here the report mainly says about the internal control, operational activities, all. Whereas we say about the true and fairness of financial statements, true and fair view. From essay 200, you are saying, Amma, mother essay. Finally, status. We can be even an employee of the company. I mean, we means internal auditor. Whereas external auditor should not be employed. If employer disqualified, company audit 141. Okay, was that fast? Did you understand it? Okay. And then essay 610, we have learned separately in 600 series. 610, external auditor will use internal auditor for two things. One, to obtain evidence and assess risk. Second, as a partial substitution. And one more, we can seek the direct assistance under DSR. Do you remember this essay 610 we learned separately? So I've put essay 610 in this chapter, okay? So you just can go through. Two more headings are there. With that, done. So let me know what is the next heading, Bulare? Internal audit as a management function. We will say in our order first. What are the main functions of management? The 5 functions of management. Commerce, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, leading, controlling. Here, all the 5 functions. Why the management has these 5 functions? Why? Mainly to preserve stakeholders' wealth and to grow. Okay. Now, the internal audit. Okay, internal auditor. We wrote 5 points. He has to see the systems and procedure in the company so as to mitigate the risk. So, to identify the risk, weakness you have to identify. He will suggest the step to management to strengthen internal control. You remember these things? All it is there in these 2 para. Since internal auditor will suggest the risk steps, how to mitigate, internal auditor is seen as an important function that helps the management to achieve the goals and perform the function properly. Okay, are you following? Kindly open the book and sit cut off. Last one. With that, done. Come on. Makla, audit trail. Lot of places it's coming now. Where all did we hear audit trail? Can you say? One, company auditor, companies actor. You have that topic in chapter 7, 143.3. Jailer G. Whether company has accounting software, audit trail, edit log. Then we have been hearing this in data analytics. That chapter we said proper trail, end to end. Now you are hearing in internal audit. See why internal audit is talking about audit trail? Why in this chapter? Because as an internal auditor, you should be looking into more areas. Operational, financial, end to end. That's why. So what is audit trail, Pillare? What is audit trail? Come on. It is the visible trail. Like it is the trace. Meaning from dash to dash. From the original to the. Makkale, from the original to the. From the original to the reports. Everyday. Visible trail we said from original report. Then it's like a chronological order. Who, what, who, when, what, all. And guys, regarding the controls, they have to maintain few things. You remember regarding the controls, they have to who changed the control, whether backup is properly maintained, whether it is authorized. All. Pallare, you remember that? User ID is not tampered. You remember that topic? User IDs, who was authorized to do, whether there was any feature which was disabled, whether proper backups taken. With that, internal audit, which is nothing but rest of questions, huh? Nothing but chapter number 16 is Kadam. So that's it. Ta-ta.